It will be a basketball night. And it will be Mike Swartz with Jordan Riley and Giovanni Imajuru here tonight at Tiebreakers. Philip the Ref Pilkington is here. He'll be producing that show as well. I'm Patrick Johnson. Thanks for being with us. And we are on this Black Monday. And we are right now waiting to hear probably nothing going on right now, I would think, at the moment. As far as firings, it was a very active morning, and it got started yesterday when Philip's favorite team yesterday, the Atlanta Falcons, decided to part ways with, I think, their president of operations, perhaps, their GM, and their head coach.
Yeah, it was a busy time yesterday after that broke. I guess actually during the Sunday night game that had happened, and one of our 5 at 5s is going to be the new president of the Atlanta Falcons. Kind of an interesting hire.
It is. Woke up this morning, fell asleep with the game on last night. Really, for my money yesterday, outside of the Falcons Saints, and the only interest there, of course, was whether the Falcons would win and the Panthers get in the playoffs. Other than that, it was just kind of scoreboard watching, and there really wasn't much of an NFL day. I was looking forward to the game Sunday night.
Yeah,
that Baltimore dominated through the first half. And probably should have been up more. And I find myself going to sleep about halftime. I doze off. And when I wake up, the Ravens had just scored to go ahead.
Okay, yeah.
And so I thought, okay, well, the Ravens are going to win. Turned the TV off, rolled over. Little did I know the heroics of Aaron Rodgers and then the missed kick from 44 yards, which was a very makeable kick. And so an instant classic last night for Sunday Night Football, and a great way to wrap up the NFL regular season with the last game coming down to the final play with something on the line.
Yeah, you watched 271 games throughout the year, and some of them are pretty good and some of them are pretty bad, and you hope that final one delivers, and it did. And look, it made it that much, I think, better, the fact that the loser went home, and this is two bitter rivals. I mean, these coaches have coached against each other more than any other two coaches in the Super Bowl era. You have to go all the way back to Papa Bear Hallis and Curly Lambeau to find two guys who've done it more, and fan bases that absolutely can't stand each other. And they talked about it before the game when they were interviewing, I think it was Terrell Suggs and Jerome Bettis. They're not interviewing, did that little piece. It's like, not only do we want to win, but we want to make sure we knock those other guys out, because you could list the amount of teams that they would pull for against if they were playing pull for if they were playing their bigger opponent, and probably some things we shouldn't be saying on the radio, because I think there'd be some dark groups they might cheer for even over their bitter, most hated rival.
So many of you have reached out to me today. My granddad, PK, Patrick Sr., went by PK or Mr. PK all across Newport, died yesterday. It's my dad's dad, coach's dad. And he had had some health issues, but 97, and had really up until maybe 2 months ago was still living his life. And, slowed down because he's 97.
Yeah.
But around the time of his birthday, he went to the hospital originally for some internal issues, and they got those remedied.
Yep.
I got to see him at Christmas, spent Christmas Day with he and my grandma. And then a couple days after Christmas, he went into the hospital, and it was with flu and then some other pneumonia, and that kind of is what ended up doing him in, unfortunately. But 97 years, I got to see him New Year's Day.
That's good.
Got to right between the first game between Oregon and A&M, which there's more people. Tech, I'm sorry, you're right. Texas Tech, and there's more people right here right now than there were in that stadium for that one.
Yeah.
And the Rose Bowl. And he kind of perked up when I went into the room, the hospital room there in Moorhead, and saw him. And he was sort of demanding, wanting to know where the Rose Bowl was going to start. He didn't like the 40-minute between games.
Yeah.
He was ready for it to get going.
I blame I was too.
Yeah. So I got to see him for that amount of time. And then yesterday sadly passed, but is certainly no longer in discomfort or pain, in a much better place. So a lot of people have reached out today, and I really, really do appreciate that. Please consider whatever it is you believe in, prayers, good vibes, juju, whatever, for mainly my grandma, his widow, who's still living, and my dad and my uncle, and really our family. I'm certainly sad, and there'll be some goings on this week with the funeral and that sort of thing. Served in the military. Grew up outside of Pittsburgh. So when I saw that Pittsburgh won last night, I would never root for the Steelers, but that made me happy.
Yeah.
I felt good about that they won. That was kind of a nice sort of thing. And my brother, who's a casual sports fan at best, kind of text everybody in the family that this morning, about an hour or so after I was awake, because nobody gets up earlier than me, Pilk.
No.
So anyway, big NASCAR fan. You'd love him. He was a big NASCAR fan, and lied to get into the Marine Corps because he would rather have gone to the military than the coal mines in western Pennsylvania.
I can understand that.
And so
he lied about his age, I guess. He
lied about his age to get into the Marine Corps, yeah.
Hey,
fought in Korea and early stages of Vietnam. And then was on the base at Cherry Point in civil service, ran the hobby shop for a number of years. And been retired really for the last 30 years. He was retired a long time. Chintzy might be a way. Careful with his money might be a good way to describe it.
Yeah, well, you got to be if you're going to live off that long retirement. You can't be living the lifestyles of the rich and famous and buying cars with your initials engraved and crap like that. If you're going,
well, he always had a new truck.
A new truck. So, we all got our one guilty pleasure.
Yeah, we all do. But a good man, and certainly will be missed. And again, I thank everybody for reaching out and all the things that they had to say, which were very, very kind. All right, we're doubling up on the break at the end, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we don't need to take a break now necessarily. No, okay. Who's producing today?
We got Dom and DeMarco back there.
DeMarco's still in the house. Okay, all right.
I heard DeMarco's kind of got a new gig. Did you hear about that? It sounds like he's like Mark and Laura have invited him to be a third member of the team. It sounds like.
Is that right?
Yeah, 2 days a week. Is that right, DeMarco? Am I telling tales out of school? Am I going to get in trouble here for saying that?
I found a job, kinda. I'm happy.
And he's doing what he loves. He really enjoys that, and they enjoy him. So I think it's going to be a good thing for all parties there.
Well, congratulations, DeMarco. I would like to think your appearance on the Festivus edition of the Patrick Johnson Show is what led to this happening.
I think that, and he was on the morning drive earlier that week, or the morning rush, earlier that week as well. And I think he and Mark are buddies now. They've hit it off.
So we can't give this show any credit.
I said a combination, partially.
No, I think we need all the credit.
Okay, all right.
DeMarco, when you look back down the road, you need to thank the great P-Man for allowing you to be on the Patrick Johnson Show.
When he wins his first award.
When he wins his first Marconi.
Yeah.
Thank you, Patrick. I will say that right now, right here. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Phillip. It's this show plus the morning rush.
Yeah, I didn't do anything.
It's all love. Thank you.
Let's not thank Phillip. Yeah, let's not thank Phillip. And Dom's producing?
Yeah.
Because, Szoke, what happened with your guys won yesterday, right?
Yeah, we won a meaningless game against the Packers' third stringers, but it is what it is. We're just playing football.
Wait a minute. This great quarterback who you wanted to have start every game, who's fragile as antique china.
He's been playing on that.
Right?
You can say that he's fragile, but if he's playing on a broken hand for 4 weeks and playing a lot better than he did earlier in the season, and he's trying to play through it, he's made of glass, but I wouldn't say his mindset is fragile.
Which would be fragile.
He's a tough SOB.
Okay, yeah, I guess
he's fragile.
Well, I think it's just the same. I think it's the same hand injury that's it's just been bugging him throughout the year, and it never healed. But I get the case. I have my doubts as well right now about his longevity, but I think his play has been a lot better than it was at the start of the season.
Well, be that as it may, how do you feel about your guys backing their way into the playoff?
Hey, look, we're going to get to play a playoff game for the first time in 8 years. We get a home one for the first time
in 10
years. Hell yeah, I'm going.
Okay.
Come on, don't ask me questions you already know the answer to.
I didn't know.
Yeah, you're
I did not. I had no idea if you were going.
Of course I'm going. Man, Are you
excited?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. When I knew there was a chance I could make it, I went ahead and called Hank and said, look, if they get the Monday night game, I'm taking Monday off. I'm going.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going. He's like, yeah, go. You're good. So Dom was going to – I mean, I asked Hank, really, I need to be making sure Dom could work, but Dom would have worked Monday. And, yeah, no, I'm excited. Look, listen, the Lions have 9 wins. Dom's Vikings have 9 wins. Yes, they deserve to be in more than the Panthers, but don't hate the player, hate the game. The NFL has their rules, and we're just dividing by them. And
they won the division.
Are allowing us at 8-9 to go to the playoffs, get smoked by the Rams, but we're going to have a grand old time. We're going to tailgate on Saturday. We're going to have a great time. Maybe it'll be cold and rainy. I heard there's a rumor, maybe a little rain in the forecast. It was cold and rainy last time we played them. They got a better pass game than us. I'll take a freaking monsoon, honestly. 20 degrees, snowing, whatever it takes to win the game.
So a couple of questions, and we can obviously reserve some of this for conversation with Jim Szoke, but I think it gets to some of the points of when you look at this. Tampa did a very effective job of limiting the run game.
Yeah.
Quite clearly.
19 yards.
And so I think that's a concern because the Panthers are predicated on the run. Still, they had a chance.
Yeah.
So they had a chance, and what was I understand he slipped, and it was raining, but why do the flea flicker
on the plus 30?
On the plus 30.
Yeah, that was mind-boggling. And also, when you slip, eat it. Count your losses. Live to play another down. And then Bryce Bryce, I will say, when there's a bad snap or something, he does a great job of like the glance over the shoulder to see if anybody's coming, to see if he needs to fall on it or pick it up, and he can actually extend. He's extended some plays this year doing that. The problem was it was so condensed, that little take he took over his shoulder.
He also didn't dive on the ball, and the last quarterback that didn't dive on the ball was skewered.
Yeah, but the difference was Bryce was trying to see if he could pick it up. Cam was just being a wimp. There's a difference. Bryce isn't a wimp.
You've come back around on Bryce now.
I just never said he's a great quarterback. I said he wasn't a wimp. And he's a leader. And he's not all about me like Cam was. Bryce is about the team. I've never trusted questions Bryce's character or will.
Do you think the officials cost them the game?
I think the officials made it tougher, but no. I mean, at the end of the day, you throw a pick right before the half that leads to a field goal.
Didn't make plays.
You fumble the ball inside the 20-yard line or 30-yard line. No, yeah, you cost
You can say that the pick that led to the field goal is what cost them the game.
Yeah. Or the fumble at the thing. Because
it was later in the game.
If you kick the field goal there, you win by 1.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, let's do top 5 at 5. Is this in the top 5?
Football as a whole is.
This may very well be our last mission. Let's make it count.
This is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
It's impossible.
Now some stories you may have heard. Or catch it for the first time. This is your 5 at 5 with the P-Man.
All right. Number 1. Here's the number 1. Oh, there we go.
Number 1, all right. Women's basketball, 6th consecutive victory. They do it over Memphis in a hard-fought, grinded-out game, which the refs took way too long to throw the first technical foul. There should have been about 3 early in the game on Memphis. A fan got thrown out of the game. It was interesting, but longest win streak since the 22-23 season. Kim McNeil's team, probably the most all-around team she's had here in her time at East Carolina, in my opinion. PJ?
I think, by the way, we have lost our Facebook feed.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix it. It just went away for some reason. I'm trying to start it back up.
Yeah, so you might have to stop it and restart. I had to do that during Steven's show today, so his show's in 2 Facebook halves.
Well, great to see we're starting the new year off technically flawlessly.
The thing is, YouTube's not having the issue, so I don't think it's an IBX Media issue, because if it's an IBX Media issue,
it's a Facebook issue. I saw something where something was going to have, like there was a cloud issue earlier today.
Oh, well. You put stuff on the cloud instead of,
all this stuff's on the cloud and the .coms and the.
I'm like Rocky
the World Wide
in the movie
Web.
Creed when, the kid he's training, Apollo's son takes the picture of it and he goes, well, what if you lose that thing? And he goes, oh, the picture's already up in the cloud. He goes, what cloud? Yeah, that's me. I don't understand the cloud either. I'm like Rocky.
I do think I didn't know about the fan thing. Obviously, there's been a bit going on this weekend, so I've been not paying as much attention to some of those things as I have other things. But look, 6 wins in a row, more importantly, 2-0 in the conference. And here's what a big deal is for any team in the American this year. And this is why every game in the American is so meaningful in basketball, because only the top 10 go to the conference tournament out of the 13 for both men's and women's basketball. So there is a possibility you will not make your way into the conference tournament if you don't win enough games. So all of these games are very, very paramount. And so a 2-0 start, now you got to go on the road. And what's the adage there? Split? That's what you want to do. I think there's a couple on the road for the ECU women. And the idea is, hey, if we could split those games, let's do that and get ourselves in a position to win as many games, especially early as possible.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What do they have coming up? They've got
they at North Texas and at Wichita, maybe. Does that sound right?
That sounds right. For some reason, the schedule from last year came up on the Google.com.
They're playing tomorrow night at 7:30. I want to say they're in the Central Time Zone. I think it's North Texas and Wichita over the weekend. I think is.
Hang on, you're right. It is tomorrow at Denton.
Yeah.
Tomorrow at Denton, Texas, and then I'm assuming. I don't think they wouldn't come back with it because there's no.
The men's team did last year, the year before, for some weird reason.
When do classes start back?
Monday. Next Monday.
I think they stay on. I would stay on the road.
Might as well.
Stay in Texas. I don't know if I'd go to Kansas.
Yeah, there's a lot to do in Dallas. And Denton is Dallas Metro. I don't know if I want to hang out in Wichita. I think the only thing that ever has actually happened in Wichita is that's where Steve Martin and John Candy got stranded, and that's all I know about Wichita.
We had a guy, Derek Alcorn.
He was from Kansas.
He was from Wichita.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
So I ran into Derek about a month
And then he
ago.
worked with Mr. Beast for a little bit.
He's still doing some stuff.
Is he still doing some stuff for Mr. Beast? Good for him. All right. So that's the one there. Let's move on to the next one.
Number 2.
Number 2, sticking with Pirate Athletics, we're going to talk about some key departures and new arrivals. A handful of Pirate players have committed to other schools, most notably quarterback Caton Hauser is on his way to become part of the Fighting Illini in Illinois. The Pirates have landed a pair of transfers. That is cornerback Ashton Levels from FIU and wide receiver Jakeith Hamilton from Furman.
Okay. I wasn't paying attention to that last part. Say that again. I'm sorry. I was distracted.
Wide receiver from Furman, corner from FIU, and Caton to Illinois.
Yeah, I knew Caton, Illinois. I mean, look, you just got to restock with as much talent and as much depth. I would think that people in the portal, and Stephen Igo's done a fantastic job of outlining where people are visiting and who they're visiting and when they're visiting East Carolina. I think that's great. But I think you just need to stockpile as much talent as you possibly can to get yourself in a position to be able to play and succeed.
I think that's what happened last offseason. They did a great job, and specifically these two positions, corner and wide receiver. They stockpiled, and some of the guys we thought were going to hit didn't hit. And some of the guys we thought would be farther down the depth chart ended up being some of the premier players and the premier reason this team won 9 football games. This kid Hamilton for Furman, a big body, a guy they can go to down in the red zone, which is good, losing both your tight ends. The corner, he's not going to be a lockdown guy, but he's going to be a piece, very much like
that's
a Tamir Brown
you just
or
need
Rashid
a piece.
Reason, and that's that's part of it.
I think there's plenty of money in the not plenty, but I mean there is an adequate amount of money in the rev share / NIL coffers. Yeah. So go out, do what you need to do to get as many people as possible. And as we say, quality depth. They have made official, and we've discussed this, the hirings of some of the new members. By the way, Anthony Smith named to the AP's All Bowl team.
There we go. He deserves it.
He does deserve that. He does deserve that. Just looking here. Boy, everything vanishes.
I know it goes up and down so quick. I was focusing on the players today.
Well, no, my emails are just vanished. By the way, Juan Soto
is the new wide receivers coach.
That is official.
Yeah.
So that is official.
And then we get the running backs coach who was at North Texas. Then he was at Cal.
And Jordan Hankins, by the way, that's what I was looking for, is official. He is the defensive coordinator. That is official. Philip the Rest Pilkington. Anyway, you were saying. I'm sorry. You're preaching on.
Oh, just got another defensive back since I was writing this. Here in the last hour, we've also landed another defensive back from UCF. That is Christian Peterson. So 2 defensive backs.
A former University of Central Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wrote this, and then I was meeting with David Horn on some things, so I didn't have time to.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine.
Last minute check.
That's fine. All right, Dom, give us a number 3.
Number 3.
It's pretty good. I like that. All righty, Black Monday has struck. Obviously, the Titans and Giants had already had head coaching vacancies. 4 teams have joined them. That is the Falcons, who've let go of Raheem Morris, and general manager Terry Fanot. And Pete Carroll is let go by the Raiders after just 1 season. The Cardinals and Jonathan Gannon have parted ways after 3 seasons, and Kevin Stefanski has been let go by the Cleveland Browns after 6 seasons. Remember, he did win them that playoff game back in 2020.
So the feeling seems to be Stefanski and Raheem Morris will both get opportunities.
They should.
To be a head coach. Certainly Stefanski.
Yeah.
Although, back-to-back last place finishes in the AFC North.
When your best quarterback you've had in that whole time has been 98-year-old Joe Flacco.
Well, I know. That's they've got a problem.
Yeah.
Out of those openings, and the 2 we've known about, what is the most attractive opening?
Oh, my goodness.
To you. And before you answer that, as you mull that over, does this also mar Pete Carroll's legacy? You know, we hear so much about Russell Westbrook's tarnished his legacy. Russell Wilson has tarnished his Russell Westbrook, too. Russell Wilson's tarnished his legacy. Who else do we think's tarnished their legacy playing quarterback late into their career?
Could you argue Cam going to the Patriots and coming back to Carolina?
Maybe. But Russ is the one that everybody's saying, he's tarnished his legacy. Does this tarnish Pete Carroll's legacy?
I think the fact he's only there for 1 year, no. Had he had a 4 or 5 year stint and it didn't go well, maybe not. Maybe the 1 year firing will almost save it. Because they only went 3 and 14.
This is an abject failure. This was.
Yeah, but I mean, again, the team was terrible. That roster was horrible. I mean, look.
So of all the situations, Falcons have 2 great offensive players, but a lot of questions at quarterback.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Giants could be the most appealing.
I'm going Giants because Dart's the best quarterback out of all these young quarterbacks.
Tennessee, Cam Ward got hurt. I don't think he's going to need surgery. But he's hurt.
He is going to need surgery.
I thought I heard they said he was not going to need surgery. That was announced. Now, he's messed up his shoulder.
Yeah.
But he's not going to need surgery. But you got Cam Ward, who did play better as the year wore on. With Vegas, you've got kind of some excitement with Tom Brady and the ownership group, but you're starting over from scratch, and you're going to have the first pick.
Vegas hasn't been good since Jim Plunkett was the quarterback.
I'm aware. And then... who else do we have? We have
Arizona.
I
mean,
again, that's in flux. With the quarterback question. So those are the 6, right?
Yeah, in Cleveland.
At Cleveland. New York is probably the leader in the clubhouse there.
I'd say so. Look, you got a young running back. You got a star number 1 wide receiver. You got a average defense. You got a young quarterback that they like. I mean, the foundation is there, whereas I feel like all these other head coaching vacancies. Now, Atlanta, the foundation's there, but Atlanta, I mean, are you running with Penix? I mean, I think what's his name's contract's up, and even if it's not, he's older. Kirk Cousins,
and he's not the future.
He's not the future, no.
So I think you've got 2 things going. I think you've answered it 1 and 2 there. 1 is New York. 2 to me would be Atlanta because of the defensive pieces you've got. They've got some really good pieces defensively up front.
You know what worries me about Atlanta? Are they going to be too good to get bad? If they can't find a quarterback quickly, all those guys you mentioned on defense, and those 2, even 3, if they utilize Pitts with Bijan and London, are they going to just be stuck winning 8 games every year?
3, I say Vegas because you've got a clean slate.
I agree, but gosh, they haven't done anything in so long. I just feel like it's a
but you could sell hope there with the first round pick and the new coach. I would say Cleveland 4 because you have you have a defense.
Pieces, yeah,
you have a defense.
Nice thing is with the Titans, I think I trust the quarterback situation more than those other two you just mentioned.
And then
I'm a big Ward guy, but still, I'm higher on whatever the hell's going on in Vegas and that dumpster fire in Cleveland. They had 5 guys on the roster to start the season.
And I think, obviously, the least appealing would be who's left?
Arizona.
I think Arizona's got – I mean, you have nothing there.
You've never had anything there. Retread.
You had a little of excitement. You had a little of excitement.
Retread old quarterbacks. That's on. They have never been able, with the exception of Jim Hart, they have never been able to draft a guy and have a consistent starter. And they were unable to build around him.
But the Kyler Murray thing's done, right?
I'd say so. I don't know. What do you think, Dom? You think Murray's gone from Arizona?
Yeah, I think the ties are cut. I think they're done over there. I don't know. He's going to be.
Go ahead, Dom.
I was just going to say he's going to be one of the higher touted, quarterbacks that people are going to be looking for, some kind of Voyager to try to pick up his career, and that could end up being a good pickup if he stays healthy.
Atlanta. All right.
Could be.
All right. Number 4. What do we got?
4.
Speaking of old quarterbacks, and head coaching vacancies, the new team president of the Atlanta Falcons, Matty Ice. Interesting to take a president role, which is kind of on the opposite side of player personnel. Usually the people that report to the team president are head of ticketing, head of marketing, head of concessions, head of sales. So kind of an interesting role, but I think he's a pretty good businessman. He's pretty smart. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there with Matt Ryan.
Matty Ice wants the Brady treatment. How does he want the Brady treatment? He probably thinks was an elite quarterback.
He was for one season.
He also was the man at the controls of 28-3.
That is true, and that is why even when it was 19-10 yesterday with 2 minutes left, I did not trust Atlanta to win that game.
But he wants to be able to still do his CBS job and do this in Atlanta.
He does. See how that works. It ain't going good for Brady because the Raiders are a dumpster fire. Maybe he should be a little more hands-on.
Perhaps so. But I mean, the precedent's been set, so you got to let him. They like him in the studio. You got to let him.
Yeah, they do. I think the Raiders issue those Mark Davis, to be honest. But.
Probably so.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the last one here.
5.
All right, 5. The playoffs are set. The lines are out. The Carolina Panthers, the NFC South champions, but 10-point dogs at home to the Rams.
I believe it.
We got Chicago and Green Bay only on Prime Video. Second biggest fan base in the NFL, the Green Bay Packers, playing at their division rivals, the oldest rivalry in football. Bears 1-point favorites in that. 1.5-point favorites.
What's the status of Love? Is Love healthy?
Yeah, he's
okay.
Yeah, and 1.5-point favorites are the Buffalo Bills on the road. 4.5.
I don't know about that. Do you?
They're not playing great.
And Jacksonville's playing really well. Trevor Lawrence has probably played the best 2 months of his career.
I got a hot take for you.
Yeah.
The 2 teams I trust right now the most in the playoffs, the 2 teams out of the AFC South.
Yeah. Both defenses get a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, they're complete. They're not flashy. I'm not saying they're going to win it. I'm not saying they're going to beat each other in the AFC Championship game, but it just, like, if everybody else I've got some reason to pick against. I've got some reason to crap on them, but I don't have a reason to crap on either one of those teams.
All right, what are the other lines?
All right, we've got the 1 o'clock game on Sunday. That'll be Bills, Jags. Oh, we mentioned that. Bills. Yeah. Then it goes Eagles 4.5-point favorites at home against the Niners. Wow.
Niners are so banged up.
They are, but still, the Eagles' offense sucks. New England only 3.5-point points at home against the Chargers. And then Sunday Night Football to be the Texans at the Steelers. Road Texans, 3.5-point favorites in that contest.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing to me.
Tell you, man, they're not a bad football team.
apparently
11 wins.
Yeah, no, I mean
12.
they've had an amazing year.
They started 0-3 and now they're 12-5.
They did. So I mean they have won 12 of 14.
Yeah,
and you can't discount that. Here's what I would ask you, Pilt. Out of any of those, who needs to? What's the one that you would feel most confident putting some money on? Yeah, I'm going to say the Rams. Although the Rams not playing great near the end of the year.
Yeah, and earlier when I looked at it, it was 10.5. I think the Panthers could very easily lose by 10 exactly.
Right.
I think it's like 28-17, 27-17, something like that.
Yeah.
Look, I have crapped on Chicago all year, but Green Bay is banged up. Green Bay doesn't know which way's up and which way's down. I think the Bears only being a 1-point favorite at home. I think they win an ugly.
Is the winner of the Super Bowl playing this week?
Yeah.
Give
me the field over two teams.
Okay. All right.
Seattle's good, though.
Seattle is good, and they were impressive in a situation where the 49ers were motivated the other night.
Yeah. The only thing that worries me, Seattle, the offense has not looked great the last couple weeks.
Defenses looked lights out.
Yeah. They could win it 10-7 or 10-3.
Let's hope not.
Yeah.
I'd like to see some scoring in my Super Bowl.
Well, if Denver's in it, and they lose, the opponent will score a lot, and they'll score like 10, but, you know. Hey, look, every Super Bowl they've lost, they've gotten blown out.
Well, that's true. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, we will welcome in Jim Szoke to the fold and have some fun and excitement with him. So stay with us here on the Patrick Johnson Show.
The team of Flatlands Jessup is working overtime to help ensure that Eastern North Carolinians like you get the health insurance help you need this open enrollment period. New legislation passed meaning more people than ever qualify for affordable coverage. Let us help you today.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
Big tax credits are back. Get a 30% tax credit, up to $2,000 off your new Mitsubishi electric heat pump install. Let Comfort Master help you take advantage of the tax credits with a qualifying Mitsubishi electric ducted heat pump or non-ducted Mitsubishi electric mini splits. Mitsubishi electric mini splits are ideal for bonus rooms, garages, or sunrooms. If you need a new HVAC unit, call Comfort Master today.
Call Comfort Master. Call Comfort Master.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Healthwise Pharmacy rounds the bases with all of your infusion, retail, compounding, and medical equipment needs. Locally owned and operated by pharmacist Marcy Parker, Healthwise has grown to be your most trusted provider for infusion services. Currently providing in-home or on-site infusions in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Visit Healthwise Pharmacy at 615B South Memorial Drive or call 252-295-0059 to speak to a patient service representative to find the option that best suits your needs.
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation from a real person? Right. That's what's so nice about Phelps Chevrolet. After more than 50 years serving our community, Phelps remains family-owned and operated. Mike, Daryl, Wave, West, Alan, and Clay deliver hometown service and integrity, same as always. They share your experience, they share your values, and they are ready to help with any motoring need. Come get you one.
Tired of the 1-800 numbers advertising Medicare products? Flatlands Jessup has 6 offices all throughout Eastern North Carolina. Get face-to-face help from our local award-winning licensed team. Stop by today. Flatlands Jessup, your whole world covered.
We're back to the show.
I missed you. We all missed you. Did you miss them?
This is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
Szoke with Panthers Radio Network is with us as the final Panther talk of the year will come up tonight. And it's a, do we call it a victory Monday, Jim?
Call it a championship Monday, Patrick.
Okay, I like that. Championship Monday. By hook or crook, they got the championship, right?
Yep, and this will not be the final Panther talk. We'll have the final Panther talk the Monday after whatever the last game is.
Okay.
So that will be February the
8th. I only say final because that's what Dylan McKay put on the weekly email that went out. So
that's very pessimistic. I'm going to go have a strongly worded conversation.
You need to tell Dylan that, hey, we're going to have one of these next Friday.
Yeah, we got at least one more.
And Jim Szoke wants to be heard in the greater Greenville area. So that's the best way to do it. That and his award-winning appearances here on the Patrick Johnson Show. Jim, I guess, well, let's just talk the game a little bit. You know, it was sort of typical Panthers in that just too many mistakes at inopportune times. Defense certainly did enough, I thought. But the pick that led to the field goal and then the flea flicker and that leading to a turnover seemed to be the things, to me at least, Jim, that were the fait accompli on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, it was a close game, obviously, 2-point game. But they, again, I think the defense has played well in these last couple games. They've lost, now 2 in a row, and I think the defense has been good in these games. But they got to get more out of, especially the running game. They had 19 yards rushing, and that in the third downs the last 2 weeks. I mean, they've gotten like 2 out of 19, I believe, over the last 2 games as far as third down situations go. So there's some things they need to work on. And I've never come on and said, boy, how about that officiating? There were a lot of things that were really not in the favor of the Panthers in what was a close game that could have really helped if they were, kind of interpreted the right way by the officials out there. But it can't be the biggest thing out there as a factor in the game. But the Panthers, I think the offense and the turnovers, they've got to do a better job in those categories.
Jim Szoke with us here. The inability to run the ball, obviously, is something that the Panthers have not had a whole lot of this year. They've run the ball very effectively. So I think when you look at this, Jim, and Pilk's hoping for a monsoon, kind of like the last game in Charlotte between the Rams and Panthers. But you're going to have to run the football if you're Carolina. To be able to have any kind of success. And if more than anything, just to kind of slow down the Rams, try to keep them off rhythm. They didn't finish the year particularly strong, and if Carolina can run the football effectively, to me, that gives them a great opportunity. Can Carolina, you think, run the football with some effectiveness on Saturday?
Yeah, I would actually say the last time they did run the ball well was against the Rams in that win in late November. That was one of their better days of late. Chuba Hubbard actually had a big day that day running the ball. So I think, yeah, they can because they did do it against them last time. Teams are obviously looking to stop that first, knowing that that's where the strength of the Panthers is those 2 running backs. So they're trying to take that away, and they've been effective in taking that away and say, you have to throw the ball. And sometimes, it works and sometimes it doesn't. For the Panthers, obviously, Bryce, in this past game, had 260 yards, could have had 300 if not for the pass interference on Tedero McMillan that they called. But then there's games where he throws like 50 yards, and that's not good. So they're probably going to have to run to set up the ability to pass and have some effectiveness there. The Tampa Bay game, I thought Tampa Bay was just winning at the line of scrimmage. So in that case, I just think their defensive line was better than the Panthers' offensive line. So that's where it's got to get better. And then the backs themselves have to be able to win those one-on-one matchups and break through a couple of arm tackles and get more out of those runs. So hopefully they get that going the way they did the last time they played the Rams and beat them about a month ago.
We're visiting with Jim Szoke here on the Patrick Johnson Show, the voice of the East Carolina Pirates, as well as an analyst on the Panthers radio network. Jim, in order, you mentioned it there, to run the ball successfully, sometimes you have to get guys out of the box defensively. And one of the things that I think that Dave Canales and this team has done is pulled guys out of the box by throwing the horizontal pass game. I've really enjoyed the play action this year and the boot outs to either Bryson Tremaine when he lines up in the slot or a Mitchell Evans, who is a rookie, who is a late pick, and he has really been he's not this pure athletic number one tight end, but I've liked the ability to move the pocket in play action and get the ball to these guys, and I think it's been a huge part of the success of this team this year because it's forcing teams to respect the horizontal game right there by the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, almost like a compliment to the running game to try to free it up is throwing some of those quick sideways routes. And we saw almost the Rico Dowdle situation. Obviously, it happened on one of those flat passes where it could be a little bit backwards and not enough horizontal on that. I like Mitchell Evans because when he's out there as the tight end, you don't know if he's just going to be a blocker or if he's going to leak out as a pass receiver. So I think that's where he becomes effective. So that's a big part of it. And Tremaine's just a big athletic receiver that can mix it up. But they don't really have that consistent number two receiver in that game to Teteroa McMillan. And it's, Jalen Coker's probably the best they have at that. Xavier Legette really hasn't grasped that role. So I think, Coker's probably the other best option as far as that goes. I would love to see a little bit more Jimmy Horn, the rookie out of Colorado, because of the speed element that he brings. And back in the day when we had Ted Ginn, that would be at least something you have to account for, is that guy that could take the top off of defense. And there's some jet motion and some stuff, again, kind of around the line of scrimmage. But I'd love to see him get out there where he can kind of catch it in space, maybe on a crosser or something deeper down the field, and just see what he can do. And I don't know if they will, because I don't think you start changing what you're doing as a team this late in the season. But I think that speed element could be something that could at least make it more difficult on another defense.
Yeah, so he is one hell of an athlete. And since you went ahead and brought it up there, let's go ahead and talk about the backwards pass that was an incomplete pass that was then ruled as it was ruled an incomplete pass. Then they said it was fumbled out of bounds. Jim, you were there. I was watching on TV. The ball never went out of bounds. So how should the officials have handled this? I think we should have got a chance to replay the down or at least take the 2nd and 10, and then you're looking at a 48-yard field goal as opposed to a 54-yard field goal there in that situation.
That play of the officiating calls was the most convoluted one, and they did this post-game pool reporter thing where they asked the head of officiating about it. So what happened was the ball's thrown laterally, they blow the whistle dead, they signal incomplete, and then they changed the ruling that it was a backwards pass, so it's a 7-yard loss. And then they said in the pool reporter session after the game that the Panthers would have the option to replay the down, but that was never communicated. David Canales said that was never communicated to him. So even by what they said, they didn't do what they said, and they botched it. What should have happened, honestly, is they blew the whistle dead. Remember our inadvertent whistle on the Marlon Gunn touchdown, right? They blow the whistle dead. They rule it incomplete. It should have been incomplete, even if they thought upon review that it was a backwards pass, because once they blew the whistle, that should have stopped anything else from happening. Their answer was that we should have had an option that was never presented to Dave Canales about replaying the down. So it was botched up and down 3 different ways, and they never did it right. They didn't talk about it after the game in the right way. And it just turned out to be the worst-case scenario for the Panthers, as it turned out.
Guys, I want to bring up something to both you guys real quick, because you guys are both big baseball fans. In baseball now, not judgment calls, but if there is a ruling that is screwed up, you can play the game under protest. And if you win, you have to go back and resume the game. Obviously, we don't want to do that because the Falcons helped us out. Is this something they should implement in the NFL? Because I think had New Orleans won, we should be allowed to go back and play the game from that point moving forward. I'll let both of you answer that.
So you're going to make Jim stay in Tampa one more night?
Yeah, okay. Sorry, Jim. I know Sandra wants him home, but you know what? We play the game.
Jim might have liked being in Tampa for another night. I don't know. Szoke, I guess the kind of the way to ask this is, and this is where, at what point do we get to where we're just everything is reviewable? I mean, everything.
It's a lot. It slows the pace and just the consistency of the game down, the flow of the game down. But then even when they have it and they get it wrong is the most difficult part, because you've wasted all that time. and they still don't get it right in certain cases like that. So I think the most important thing is getting it right, but they need to make these reviews quicker. I think that they're trying to work with some of that automatic stuff where they just say, we looked at the spot of the ball, it's a first down, and they keep it going. So I think they're moving in that direction, but yeah, it is like every catch, like the catches are the thing, right? Anytime there's a ball near the sidelines, did he catch it? Did he have control? Did he survive the ground? All these different things. So to me, the biggest thing is just like what's a catch and what's not a catch, and that's been going on for years and years.
That's an age-old argument. The great Jim Szoke, Patrick Johnson show here on 94.3 The Game. Panthers at 3:30 the airtime on 103.7 WTIB, Talk 103.7.
I believe it's going on 94.3.
Are they switching it?
Duke's playing basketball.
Again, the email I got said that Duke was moving to 94.3.
Oh, okay. They changed it up on me every week.
103.7 was going to air the Panthers, since the Panthers are in the postseason.
Gotcha. That makes more sense.
And this is just another run-of-the-mill ACC basketball game.
They all matter, baby.
They all do, yes. It just matters
It's on the
more.
Patrick Johnson family of radio network.
Yes. Szoke, let me ask you something. When you I asked Pilk this, is the Super Bowl champ playing this weekend?
I mean, there's a much better chance that it's not playing based on the number of teams that are playing, that there's 12 of the 14 playing this weekend. So, yeah, I think very well can be. And I think we've seen in the college football playoffs as well, having that week off isn't necessarily the best thing in this case for the two number one seeds. So there is something to be said about playing through and keeping that momentum going for these teams that are playing this week.
Of the 4 firings that have taken place in the last 24 hours, and you grew up a Cleveland fan, was that the right call in Cleveland?
No, I think they assigned blame in the wrong place, but the blame was assigned higher up, obviously, on Kevin Stefanski, who's a 2-time coach of the year. And the biggest thing that's happened that set them back was a Deshaun Watson trade that came from the front office and ownership. So, yeah, that was like firing the wrong guy for what happened in a situation that has imploded that organization over the past couple of years.
What about Atlanta? Did Raheem Morris end up with a raw deal there? I mean, they blew out everybody, so I guess they feel like they're starting over in many ways. Which it seems like the roster's not a start over kind of roster to me. But what do you say about that?
I think that one surprised me from the standpoint of they won their last 4 games in a row. They ended up essentially in a tie for first place in the division with that. So they're 8-9, not being received nearly as well as the Panthers 8-9. And then the fact that they've got a lot of really good skill position guys. They blew out the general manager, Fontenot, as well. They've drafted Drake London, obviously Bijan Robinson. What they haven't figured out is quarterback. So they draft Penix, but he gets hurt again, as he did in college. And all they had left was Kirk Cousins, who is at the end of his career. So to me, it's like I think they just were a quarterback away. They fixed a lot of things with their defense for the pass rush this year. I thought they actually did a lot of things to improve the team. So kind of surprised. That's not usually how Arthur Blank operates there, but I was surprised in both cases with the coach and the GM. They got blown out.
Hey, Szoke, thanks. We'll talk to you next Monday.
You got it. Thanks, guys. See you.
The great Jim Szoke. Hear him 3:30 on the Panthers radio network, and it will be a 4:30 kick. And again, according to the email, it'll air on 103.7 WTIB, our sister station. All right, we'll come back and wrap up festivities here from Tiebreakers ahead of Inside Pirate Athletics.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human, about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
You have a choice when you invest in insurance, and when you choose First State Insurance Advisors, you're working with people you can trust. Clark Stallings has deep ties in the community. His team, including Keaton Smith, Regina Asby, Phil Leyva, Max Joyner Jr., Max Joyner III, and Ginger Smith, provides knowledgeable and professional advice. First State Insurance Advisors is an independent insurance agency. They offer all types of personal insurance as well as various types for business. Call or email First State Insurance Advisors today. We want to be your trusted choice agency.
At Parker's Barbecue, our family has been serving your family for 3 generations.
For that, we say thank you.
Blessing families every Thursday. Kids eat free all day. That's the Parker's way.
Legendary food served from our 3 locations. Always quick, always delicious. That's the Parker's way.
At Parker's, our mission is to impact our customers through Christ-like service in a way that feeds them both physically and spiritually. That is the Parker's way.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you Farm to Fork Beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
Storm season is approaching. North Carolina weather can damage your roof, and before long, a small leak can turn into a big problem. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so protect it with Wells Home Improvements.
We work with all insurance companies for a hassle-free roof installation experience. Call us today and get 10% off your roof installation when you mention this commercial.
252-227-8403 or visit us online at wellshomeimprovements.com. Wells Home Improvements. Local, honest, dependable.
Remember, get the podcast of the show on the IBX Media app or where you get your podcasts.
I listen on my Apple Watch.
Smart speaker.
Listen while you work.
I listen everywhere.
The Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
All right, back tomorrow with a fresh edition of the Patrick Johnson Show for you. And also we'll be here Wednesday and Friday. We will have Thursday away for Logan's program, Storytime with Uncle Steve. Coach Logan on Thursday. All right. Ilk, anything else?
Keep pounding, baby.
You're excited. All right. Inside Pirate Athletics coming up at the top of the hour. It is a basketball edition, the first of the year. Coach Schwartz with Giovanni Majuru and Jordan Riley in the house. So we hope you come out and join us. Have a great rest of your evening.
The season of giving is here at Greenville Toyota. Unwrap a new Corolla, $159 a month, $159 a month. Or new Tacoma, $219 a month, $219 a month. Don't miss the season of giving with year-end deals at Greenville Toyota.
Your confidence makes everything look good. You see the world in vivid color, not black and white. Swing through your neighborhood Fantastic Sam's Cut in Color. And let our experienced stylists take you from everyday to extraordinary.
Fantastic Sam's hair salons are locally owned and operated. Our full-service salons are conveniently located in Goldsboro, Kinston, Greenville, New Bern, Jacksonville, and Calabash. Stop in today at Fantastic Sam's, where the possibilities are endless.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro-adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Daughtridge Gas and Oil has been your dependable propane supplier for 95 years. Their trained technicians can service and properly install all your propane and natural gas appliances. Plus, Daughtridge Gas and Oil is your backyard expert with fire pits, grills, smokers, and more, including quality outdoor furniture at their Greenville Patio and Hearth Shop at 1901 Charles Boulevard. Go by and see the knowledgeable staff at Daughtridge Gas and Oil for propane delivery or call 756-1345.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors, with locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville. We've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cook-to-order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
Don't miss year-end deals during the season of giving at Greenville Toyota. Drive a new